Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Laura Wilkie with Down Home with Lemon Pie, and it's time to go through the new homeschool catalog. All right, guys, we just got the new Christian book homeschool catalog in the mail, and I am excited to go through this with you guys. If you have yours as well, pull it out and let's do this together. All right, so let's see. So we starting off with some curriculum kits. All right, I am not really a huge fan of these. I never really have been because I feel like the prices are so crazy high. And what I see, especially with my own family, more often than not, is we have so many things that we don't end up getting to, and I don't want to spend the money for stuff that we're not going to use. So I skip right past those. Now we are starting right here in math programs. I've used Horizons and I did like it. That's actually the book we used with my oldest. She did well with it, but we have since changed some of our thought processes with math and all of that, and so we are probably not going to do that now. Saxon, I have heard nothing but great things about, and I would probably honestly look for these elsewhere just because to me these look a little pricey buying them brand new. So I would definitely look for a good sale for those, but I've heard great things from them, and so yeah, it would probably be a good thing to go with. What else? Math UC. Okay, so Math UC, I have not ever used, and I know a lot of people do love it, especially for visual learners. Again, I would probably look for it used if you could find it used. Let's see. So primary mathematics, I haven't used most of these. The reason for that is we usually stick with what we love, and in recent years we have been using teaching textbooks, and we have just stayed with it because it has worked well for our family, and we have used it many times. I have a couple videos. I will link them below. If you want to see more about teaching textbooks, I will link those so that you can see what they look like. Let's see what else we have here. Life of Fred, I've always heard good things about, and I've considered buying them a couple times because what I like about them is you can get the books once and use them with multiple kids. So it's not something, and it's not really expensive either. Look at these. Let me see if it'll quit getting blurry. There you go. $19, and they go in ABC order, so you can easily remember which goes where. And some of them are $24, but they aren't really expensive at all. Now, I do love me some math games. I do not have this one. Place value math game. I do like that idea. I like that. Math games, if you can learn through play, that is the best way. We have used math lessons for a living education. I felt like it was a little bit of a forced. I felt like they were kind of forcing stories and things to make it living, and I felt like it was just not necessary. So we moved away from that. Now, where are we now? STEM. Okay, these all look so exciting. Yes, these all look really fun. I love these kinds of things. My kids love these kinds of things. I love learning resources. That's that one on the top left. We have done a solar robot, a little bit different one, but we have done a couple of these, and my kids love them. Chain reactions. This is one that's been on my wish list for a while now. This cyborg hand, I think my boys would love it. We have done the tin can robot. Super cute. Super cute. The gears, I do have gears and things like that. I am not the best one at trying to figure all this stuff out, but you know what? These sets, the kids can actually figure them out as they go, with limited, I think, guidance. It's just the way they're built. I don't know what that is, but they can figure them out. We have used this. It is $6.99. It is incredibly well done. We loved this. You actually make a full-size paper person of your child. And it's super fun and it's super inexpensive. We did that when we were learning about the body and I just loved it. I thought it was really quality for the price that I paid. Let's see, Apologia. We have used Apologia in the past. We did astronomy and I liked it. It was it was really textbooky, okay, if that makes sense. And we are more Charlotte Mason, but you get the little workbooks that go with it and they are really good and they're well done. Pro tip, get the junior version because it's just more fun and it's not, you're not going to bore your kids to death with just writing and definitions and all this nonsense. It's actually all the crafts and fun stuff. So we always went with the junior books on those. Let's see, Abeka. I have not used a lot of Abeka, but I have seen it and I know people who have used it. I know lots of people that have used it and they love it. So I would think if that's the way you want to go, that is probably a win. Answers, I think the Answer series is fantastic. We were looking the beginning of the school year for something kind of like this, but a little different. And yeah, that is a fantastic series. All of these things that will just prove to our kids the Bible and see the proof. I love that kind of stuff because of course we're supposed to believe on faith, but we live in the world and the world is going to question our kiddos and we want them to have that ammo, I guess, to be able to fight back and be able to, justify what they believe. And so I think it's just so good. Science in the Beginning. We did this one actually, but it was a different version. Very textbooky. If you learn like with a textbook and your kiddos learn well that way, that might be the way to go. It wasn't a real win with us, but some people, there are so many different learners in the world. I do think these lab kits are so adorable. I wonder, I don't know. I wonder if you would be able to, if you would use it all. I don't know. Although, maybe because you have everything on hand, you would be more likely to use it all because you're not having to search for supplies and such. That's something to think about. So we are in science still. Let's see what we have. Ken Ham is always a win. I've talked about Ken Ham books a lot. That dinosaur book there for kids would probably be on my list. We are actually going to be studying creation for next year, and that might be one that I want to pick up. We will see. I have never done these like 180 days of or minutes or any of those. I wonder if they would be like these daily science. I've never done any of those. But I wonder if they would be something that would be just a cheap and inexpensive way to just get some science in on a regular basis. Because I do find, at least in my own world, that if we run out of time, science is the part that usually I give. And because I feel like we see so much in, we watch nature shows, we do all these other things that I just let that slide. Yeah, these nature readers are really good, by the way. These Christian ones, they're so good. You do not need the answer keys. We just read them, did them like as a reader, like to read. And they are in storage right now, but I wish I had them out because I would love to do them with some of my other kiddos. These look really exciting. We have, let me see, Exploring Insects, Book of Trees, God Made Animals. All of these look so fun. This looks really fun for my kindergartners. Yep. My kindergartner, actually, my twin, I have twins that are boy-girl twins, and my twin guy is looking for an ant farm. He is really excited about that. My daughter had this. She got this at Christmas one year. Loved it. I wish it had a box or something a little bit easier to keep those, but it did not. So A pocket scope. What is this? Now this is super cool. This handy does that say 5-inch tool? Yes. Lets kids zoom in on anything. I love this. That is super cool. And it fits in their pocket. My daughter made this. Actually, she loves space. So she has made several of these actually. I will say they're not as well made as I would have liked. I thought they would be a little bit more than just a little chunky plastic, but that's what they are, and she seemed to not care, so it was okay. This is a good book. I won't buy everything by this author. In fact, I won't be buying anything else by this author, but this book is well done. It's unfortunate because she has some other books that are not well done. Now that's cute if you're learning about the armor of God. Fun fact, that is the name of our homeschool, so that would be a fun thing. My boys love the headlamps. Yes, binoculars are always fun. If you can learn through play, like I said, learning through play is absolutely the way to go. I've always wanted to get these pogo jumpers. Does anybody have them, and do they work? I've always wanted to get them, and I never have, and then my kids grow out of the age that I think they should have them, and so we just continue on. Obstacle course in a box. This looks exciting. Although I feel like most of these things our kids would do on their own anyway, like setting up rocks and stones and logs or whatever. But it might be fun to have something to guide them, I guess. Jump ropes. My kids are still trying to do those. That is definitely a skill that we have to perfect. We bought jump ropes actually last year. We were going to do them as a family, and man, they are a lot harder after 40 than they used to be. I'm just going to throw that out there. Okay, Heritage Studies. I have not used Heritage Studies. I know a lot of people love BJU Press. It's always just been a little bit out of my price range and not something I've really been interested in because I do feel like it's going to be textbook-like. So we have not done that. Let me see. Exploring World History. I've heard great things about From Adam to Us. Heroes of History. Fantastic series. Just gonna side note over here. This is a fantastic series. And those are great for your teenagers, or even to do as read alouds, but for your teenagers or preteens to read on their own, they're super good. I've heard great things about this, Star Spangled Story. I've not used it because I don't know why. I just haven't. I feel like I have so much about American history that we just haven't. All right, Story of the World. We used that for years. It was very good, but wasn't quite what we were looking for. But it was good. I mean, it was very good. And we had the activity books. It was well done. But I wanted something that had a bit more biblical worldview. We did try Streams of Civilization. It was part of another curriculum that used it, and we decided against it. I was not pleased with that one. America's Story. This is probably the route I will go when we come back to really diving into American history, because we have just finished that, but we did part Story of the World, part Mystery of History, which I'll show you in a minute, and Mystery of History does not go in as detailed, and so I think we'll go through parts of Mystery of History and then come back and do like just American history for a whole year again when we come back around in the cycle. So that is probably the one I will go with. All right, this yellow one, Mystery of History. We are doing currently the blue one, which is number 4, volume 4. These are not in order. That is so frustrating. See, they put them up here, but they're not in order. The yellow is actually volume 1, green is 2, red is 3, and blue is 4. So that's super confusing. But the way they have them laid out here. But yellow is the one that we're going to be doing for the upcoming school year. I am so excited about it. Do get the hardcover with the accessible downloads if you buy it used like I did. I bought it, I want to say for $50. I've seen them for a little bit less, and I just really wanted to get it right away. So we went with a little bit pricier. But yeah, absolutely love Mystery of History. I don't think at this point we are going to change from that because it's so well done. Okay, let's see. Now, Exploring American History. This is a great book too. We have an old version of this by Christian Liberty Press, and it is good. It is good. It's more like little stories, but it is good for just, even just morning time. If you're not even studying American history, but you wanted something that you could just add in stories here and there, that would be a good one to go with, like as a read aloud. Yeah. Patriots History. Now, this is something more, what is this? 944 pages. Wow. Okay, I thought this was like a little chapter book for teenagers. It's not what I thought it was. Child's First Book of American History. That's interesting because then it says grades 7 to 9, which is funny to me. For child's, it makes it sound like it's for little ones. Okay, Civics and the Constitution. Good stuff. Okay, these I have always wanted to do, and I never have. I don't know why. Probably as my elders get bigger, now that we're more established as homeschoolers and I'm not having to buy all the basics, I'll start buying some of this fun stuff. Probably. But that is fun. What else do we have? I've heard great things about this. Words Aptly Spoken. I've heard really great things about this, actually. So we may look into that as well. These DVDs I always pass on because I feel like a lot of that information, like these, especially the drive-through history, is available on different streaming services. So I just don't even worry about purchasing them. Okay, again, with these 180 days, I don't know. Okay, this is something I have wanted to get for a couple years. I've been waiting for it to go on sale and it does not. So I'm going to probably get it this school year. The Radical Book for Kids, Exploring the Roots and Shoots of Faith. Introduce tweens and teens to the roots of our faith. They'll meet early believers, play a 3,000-year-old board game, discover ancient languages, and use secret codes. I have wanted this for so long. I don't like the cover, but I really want to get it. So I might do that. Okay, this is so fun. Super fun. We were just talking about games and play, and Monopoly National Parks looks so fun. Game of States. Okay. We have another states game that we really like, so I don't know that I would buy a second one. My Story, I do like that. Master Books is always a good choice. These are fun. Paddle to the Sea. These are good little read alouds, and you can do a lot with these. There's so many free printables for these. If you get looking online, you will be amazed. Outline map book. That might be fun. I've heard good things about this one. 50 states. If you are looking to learn about that. This would be a fantastic set, actually. But we have that Children's Atlas of the World, the one that's kind of covered up by the first book, and it is super good. We just got it on Amazon, but it is super good. Oh, here it is. There it is, all by itself. Super, super good. And this is Children's Atlas of God's World. There's one for the states too. So yeah. Okay, Geography through Art. I have wanted to do this the last time we went through World Geography. I did not. So this is a good reminder. I need to pick this up because I think I would love it. Eat Your Way Around the World. There's one for the states as well, and these are so fun. Make a point of picking this like on a Friday for a Friday fun family meal. Super, super fun way to learn. We did that, and my kids just still talk about that year when we did that, and they want me to do it again. So maybe next year we'll do something similar. We are into the Bible section. Lots of different styles of Bibles. My kids do not like the Action Bibles. I don't know if that's going to change, but for now they are not interested. So I don't know. Let's see. Kindergarten, learning about God. Who is God? I've heard good things about this series here in the middle, Who is God? I don't have it, but it might be one that I would look into. I do have this one, but it's in storage. The Bible charts, maps, and timelines. That would be a great one to get. If I was going to get one from this page, probably that one. Okay. Methodologies. Oh, okay. Just a little side note, Homeschool Bravely is the next book I'm going to go through with you guys together chapter by chapter. So as like our book club. So if you're looking to buy one, that's the one I would get. I'm going to recommend. I do want Modern Miss Mason also. And I considered doing Brave Learner. Until the Streetlights Come On. That's a new one for me. I haven't seen that before, but I'm familiar with the 1,000 Hours Outside, so I guess it looks like it's part of that. Okay. Oh, did you know they have download free printables at homeschoolcompass.com? Did you know that existed? Because it does, and it is super fun. My daughter did that president study this year, learned about all the presidents, my 7th grader, and it had copy work. It had so many great things. So just a little side note, and it's free. So these like Lego sets are super fun. We have the gears and we have the stop motion, and they are so good. So good. Just some fun things to play with while you're listening. I am a total fan of all of this kind of stuff. My kids have little bags and different things, and they pull this stuff out while I am reading. We don't do like where they just sit quietly and listen to me. They have something to keep their hands busy. Teaching from Rest, very good homeschool book. If you are new to homeschool, that is a book that you need to have. Some of these are kind of new to me, but I do love Mother Culture. I do have this one, and that might be one I want to go through with you guys as well someday, because it is really well done as well. Okay, This Is Hard Is Not the Same Thing as Bad. This is by the same lady who wrote M is for Mama. You might remember that one. I went through that one chapter by chapter with you guys. I would recommend this one, although I haven't read it, but just based on that other one, she was solid in her faith, and it was just good and encouraging. So, learning. Okay. Both of these, the God's Design and Learning About series, I have heard good things about. I have not used completely either of them. I've used parts of them. This is one that has been on my list for years. There's a boy version as well, Lessons in Responsibility for Girls. It has different levels for different ages, and for boys, they have it as well. And I think it's just so good. So good. I actually like that book too. We've used these I'm gonna probably butcher his name. Giglio? I don't know, but these by Louis, Wonder of Creation. There is a couple other options. How Great Is Our God, Indescribable. They're good devotions, just good devotionals for your families. Mama Bear Apologetics, Empowering Your Kids in Cultural Lies. So many good ones, guys. All right, electives. Let's see what we have. The Art of Argument, Debate, Speech, Rhetoric. We have not done any of these, but they might be interesting to look into. We did... let me see. Fallacy Detective I looked at this past year, but I did not end up buying it. Let me see. Let's see. Health is required in many states, even states that like Texas we don't homeschool in Texas anymore, but Texas didn't require anything except they did require that you teach health, which we always thought was kind of interesting. But yeah, that was one of the requirements. So I like these life skill math series. These might be good. I was going to do these as our math curriculum last year, but I'm thinking now they would be good as just a summer little project. I think they would be good for that. Financial Peace. Look at this. Oh, this is cool. And it comes with the little Smart Saver Bank. Okay, that's neat. Kids need to learn to manage their money. They just do. And I wasn't taught that very well. My husband wasn't taught that very well. And we need to be teaching that. So all of these look like good resources. I've looked at that consumer mathematics and Christian perspective. Let me see. The money mystery. The Clipper ship strategy. That one just makes me curious. Like, I would be interested in just kind of looking into that. Are you liberal, conservative, or confused? Ancient Rome, how it affects you today. The 1,000-Year War in the Mideast, how it affects you. These just look interesting. This one I've heard is pretty cute. Whatever Happened to Penny Candy, 168 pages for grades 8 and up. Talks about clear, entertaining explanations of money, inflation, recession, and other topics. This one is, I think, recommended by My Father's World also, because I remember seeing that one. Spanish. I took so many years of Spanish. Did you know here's a fun fact. I took 6 years of Spanish and can pick my way through it if I'm reading it, but don't still know how to speak it. So I don't push foreign language very much, except being familiar with it. We did do Prima Latina. It is very well done. We still have that, and I would like to do it again. My kids picked it up fairly quickly. We also have the second version, which is Christiana there. We have not done that one yet, but now that they're bigger and older, I think they would pick it up quickly. Let's see what else we have. Art. Composers. This looks cute. Meet these composers. Each unit offers a brief biography, musical overview, and reproducible activity sheets. I love that. That is something right up my alley, and I would love that. Maybe like a, I don't know, like a pick a day and that's one of your activities for that day or something. Becca Art, Latin Primer, Creating Art. So many good stuff. Oh, these are the, so I've always wanted to get these kindergarten art cards, first grade art cards. These are by Memoria Press. I jump around in curriculum a lot, but I would love to get the art cards because printing them is a little bit costly on ink, and I would just really like to have them. I think it would be so much easier. Now, I would also like to have this, geography songs, Bible songs, geography songs, grammar songs. I think this is so fun. We read and we do, well, we don't read. We do a lot of these from YouTube, but I would love just them all together like that. I think that's super good. Draw Right Now, I've heard great things about. I've never used it. Just haven't found it applicable, but lots of people like it. I know people who use this one, Little Annie's Art Book and Etiquette and Good Manners. Probably super cute for little ones. More Than Words, I've heard good things about this. Let me see. Colorful interactive workbook, journaling, drawing, poetry, hymns, flashcards, and more make learning about God fun. I love that. 400 pages. I love that. That is really good. We do have this. We have volume 1 and 2. It is super well done. I do not have the DVDs, but it is super well done, and I just have found it so good. We don't have the art cards that go with that. I should get them. We didn't buy it as a set. I bought it used, but it has the 2 books and the paint cards you can get separately, so I did buy those, and I have used this with all of my levels, so all of my kiddos have enjoyed that. And we will probably get back to that next year. We didn't do it this year because it didn't really line up with what we were doing. Little bitty ones. Okay, let's be honest, mamas. You don't need any of this. You really don't. If your kiddos are small, you don't need to have a curriculum. Just let them learn. But if you have a particularly excited child who is excited about school like my oldest was, then feel free to grab onto something like this. I would probably pick something like this. Christian Liberty Preschool Activity Book looks promising, or maybe the Memoria Press, or more honestly, the ones from Dollar Tree. Just as good, and you don't have to spend as much. The Abeka books are always good. We have never done Abeka, but the books are really well done. Good Christian stories, and they're timeless. They've been around for long enough that they've stood their ground. Fix It Grammar. Grammar's not something I actually teach. Shocker. There you go. But I don't. We've done a little in the past, and it hasn't made one difference one way or the other, so we've just not continued it. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass all of this because I actually don't teach any of this. I have a whole nother video about that, so if you look back a few videos, you will find it, and there's a reason we don't teach all of that. It just hasn't been necessary, especially if you look at our God Schooling series that I did when I went through the God Schooling book. You will see a lot of it there. Now, once they get bigger, of course, high school age, writing and such, that's a different thing, but early grammar when they're little, we don't do. I do love Explode the Code. We've done this a lot. All of my kids have used Explode the Code. Again, it has stood the test of time. My oldest and my little guys are going to be continuing it next year when they pick up on it as well. We had kind of put it for a break for a little while, and they are going to pick up now. Both of these I've looked at also. So if you're looking for phonics, both of these I've thought were probably a good set. But again, just simple games, and the dollar store stuff is plenty. All About Reading. I've always heard great things about All About Reading, and I don't like the price because I needed a little less than that. I have 7 little ones, but All About Reading is supposed to be really good. But I think it's also time consuming. We've done a couple of the things. I will say on their website they have freebies that you can print out. So those are probably really good to try it and see if it's something that's going to work for your family. The Alphabet Series Starter Set. Those look like pretty cute books, actually. All right, spelling. Okay, spelling is something that we have worked on some years and some years not. We have gone back and forth. We have used this here, Spelling Power. We have the cards that go with it. We have done where we've just found our own spelling words online for free. We've done both ways, and we've also done where they just read a ton and they pick up so much naturally. So Spelligator is cute, but probably not necessary. Bananagrams, cute. We have a lot of those, actually, the little tiles, and you try to make the words. I've heard good things about Worldly Wise, but I don't know. We've never dived into that. I've always felt like it was not really necessary. It wasn't something that we needed to spend time or, have fights about. So we've just never really done much with that. Word roots I've considered doing in later years. See how it says grades 7 to 12. I considered that maybe in conjunction with like Latin studies. Maybe we will see. Handwriting. Okay, a reason for handwriting is really well done, but I don't feel like the price, look at the prices, is worth it. Yes, it has them writing Bible verses and such, but so do so many others, like this one does, and it is $8. This one's $41. Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, there are websites like what we did this year, and I just made up our own. It took a little extra time, but for the amount of kids that I was printing them for, it was much easier to take the time in once and then print multiple copies than have to spend $40 per kid. So just my little personal tip there. What are these? Okay, these are more like sets. Okay, again, I'm probably not going to do sets. Although I will tell you, we did some of these in this set, and I did really like them. I was really pleased with the way they were done, and again, we didn't continue. I think someone gave them to us maybe, and that was why we did them, but we have not continued them. What is this? Pilgrim's Progress? We just did this year, the little version, but this is fun. I didn't know it came in a curriculum, so that's fun. I have never done any of these literature guides. I've considered them many times, many times, and I don't know. Have you guys done them? Do you like them, or do you feel like it's just kind of a waste of extra time, you know? Now, the Christian Heroes, love these, $8.99. They have so many to choose from. We just collect these as we find them. Like if I find them at a thrift store, I'll collect them. But I haven't gone out of my way to purchase too many, but they are really well done. Let's see, just some early, okay, I have lots of book lists. If you need book lists, I have lots of book lists. Don't you worry about that. I have so many, and a lot of these are on them. I am interested in what they have for middle school because my middle school kiddo is reading like crazy, and it looks like a lot of the same stuff. She's actually really interested in reading Fahrenheit 451. I want her to read all of these. She's mentioned actually all 4 of these, and we just read Pilgrim's Progress, so she's familiar with that. But so many book suggestions. They could do a whole book on just that, like a whole catalog. I mean, really. We have read those. The Kingdom series. Now this looks exciting. I have not heard of that. That looks like something she would like, but she's going to tell me it doesn't have enough pages. I do like this. Screw tape letters on CD. That's cool. Focus on the Family. Radio theater. Oh, that would be totally worth the investment, and they're not even that expensive. I love the dramatized productions. Those are super fun. I think Hiding Place would be a good one too. Those might be something to dive into, especially if you have a long drive. You're going on a trip, or maybe if you to get into town it takes a little bit of time. That would be a good thing to do. Wing Feather Saga, I've heard good things about that as well. The Beautiful Feet biographies, I think these are really well done. What I find interesting about these is that I feel like they actually go up in price when you resell them. Has anybody else noticed that? I feel like they are more expensive than what I'm seeing here when they're used. I don't understand it. But they are really well done. My daughter has enjoyed Frank Peretti, that series. She thought the Genevieve Foster was boring. Probably just a personal preference because I've heard lots of people rave about it. All right. That wraps up this video, guys. Thanks for shopping with us. Snap circuits are always fun. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys next time.